40s with those tunes pumping out here at Hildesheim. Echoes of Stompy as Robert Allenstein made his way to the stage, accompanied by Sandstorm. The German hope, one of only two hopes left in the tournament after two home nation stars went the wrong way. Allenstein takes on Darren Johnson, who you'd think would be a decent draw, but perhaps recent form suggests not so, Rob Malarkey.
Yeah, a recent winner against Michael van Gerwen in the semi-final of the Fourth Players Championship event in Barnsley. Barnsley being played just down the road from his hometown of Mexborough. Failed to beat Simon Whitlock in the final itself, but he picked up £6,000 in prize money, and on that evidence you'd have to say he's a strong favourite for this one. That said, his European Tour record isn't too great. He made only 3 appearances last year and he won only 1 match, and it was here in the first round against the Hungarian János Vegsa. So if he can put that behind him and build on what he's done recently, I think this should be a fairly comfortable ride for Darren Johnson, home crowd or no home crowd. Allenstein, I think, is, of the 4 German qualifiers, arguably the weakest. So
game on.
Well,
it's up to him to prove me wrong.
Yeah, he made a couple of European Tour events himself last year, didn't he? And didn't progress in any of them.
Well, he got battered 6-0 by Darren Webster in one of them.
24.
Not the strongest start. Johnson has already outscored him by some distance.
140.
Yeah, just to put that into a bit of context, he lost to Webster in the first round in Sindelfingen last year, but that was only his second attempt at qualifying, having missed out on Riesa. So Riesa was his qualifying debut, missed out on that, tried again for Sindelfingen and came through. So he's still very much a European Tour novice, but it's all a question of what he's been doing in the meantime. But that opening salvo didn't really set the tone.
Yeah, and that run for Darren Johnson, you know, everyone talks about the win against Michael van Gerwen, but he also beat Dave Chisnell, Raymond van Barneveld and Benito van der Pas en route to that, his first final in the PDC.
Yep, his best ever performance on the PDC circuit. He did make a semi-final in 2011, but that was uncharted territory for him. But you're right, he beat some quality players on the way. 3 other players from the world's top 16, apart from Van Gerwen.
61.
So he did it the hard way, you have to say. And he looks in good shape here to break in the very first leg. The winner of this, by the way, to face James Wade in round 2 tomorrow. Wade, one of the players in the field who won a European Tour event last year in Hamburg.
Yeah, one of the 5 multiple European Tour winners as well, James Wade. Johnson beat William O'Connor and Steve Beaton in qualifying for this. Willie O'Connor, in fact, another of Michael van Gerwen's nemesis.
You require 20.
Yeah, it's an unlikely read. It
It
includes Van Barneveld from Thursday night in the Premier League, but when you look at the players who have beaten Michael van Gerwen this year, Richie Edhouse, another one, Darren Johnson, Peter Wright at long last as well. So Johnson
96
off the mark and looking fairly assured out there already.
97.
Yeah, it's a good start for the Yorkshireman, and Allenstein's got work to do if he's going to lift this German crowd as if they need lifting anymore.
Yeah, otherwise it will all rest on the shoulders of Bernd Royth, who takes on Jermaine Watamena in the penultimate match of the night.
60.
Kevin Painter and Stephen Burton with the honours of rounding things off later. Up next, Chris Dobie against Jamie Bain. That should be a decent one. Johnson in the money here.
190.
Just relentless at the moment from Johnson.
96, Darren, you require 85.
85, he will go treble 15. No need to bother about leaving the bullseye, just tidy it up.
45.
Yeah, just has lots to work with here, does Darren Johnson. Allenstein can't get close.
46, Darren, you require 40.
So, tops for a 2-0 lead. Just pulled that one below the wire, double 10, one more bite at this particular cherry. Well,
20.
he will be back. That's the crumb of comfort he's got.
Has only been playing competitive darts for a couple of years, Allenstein. His opponent's been playing for a couple of decades, so
60.
experience on the side of Johnson as well.
20.
Yeah, and Johnson, we'll just see if he can take out this double 10. It's proving a bit of a nuisance for him, and he's still not there.
You require 142.
Well, if Allenstein nicks this, it would be absolutely astonishing.
Well, I bet he's going to enjoy it. I bet he's going to give it large if it goes in, but we're not going to see.
Another treble 17 would have left tops, but
You require 10.
Johnson simply has to make sure this time. Yeah, and he does.
Yours in the second leg.
Yeah, there was a lot resting on that particular dart.
They run to throw first.
A 19 dart holder throw for Johnson. He won't really mind about that as long as he's got the job done.
100.
This might have been a candidate for a whitewash of the day. We've not had one so far. No disrespect to Robert Allenstein, of course, but many people might have targeted this one.
140.
Maybe a good call, Rob, remains to be seen. And you can see the disparity in the averages there.
90.
73 will not win you many games on the PDC circuit.
No, not many at all.
Most players being in the 90s today. I think that Paul Harvey's still the only player to have averaged over 100.
Yeah, nearly 103 in the end. In his eye-catching win. Ryan Meikle, Max Hopp not with us this weekend, beaten 6-1 in qualifying last night by Stefan Stoiker. Under new management as well, Max.
100.
As he looks to take the next step in his career, still only 20 years old as well, Max Hopp. It's something we often lose sight of because he's been around for
65.
a few years.
Yeah, former World Youth Champion, the ambassador really for German darts, and nice to see him showing his face even though he's not in the tournament. Cheering on his countrymen.
81.
Well, he might be cheering Darren Johnson for all I know, but I'm sure he's not. Is it two tops? Oh, it could be. Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful, and he's going to enjoy this moment. Two double tops to complete a 100 checkout and halve the deficit.
Yeah, we saw that last year in Sindelfingen, the Allenstein celebration. Very animated whenever he wins a leg.
60.
Just something to get himself going. This time it's Johnson struggling to find the trebles, and all of a sudden the roles are reversed here as
120.
Allenstein puts points on the floor.
But it has got him going, hasn't it, it seems?
Well, Darren Johnson made the perfect start to the year. He
100.
secured his tour card in January via the qualifying school Order of Merits. And then, of course, made the most of it with that performance at the Players' Championship 4.
134.
Yeah, he's got an impressive strike rate at Q School, Darren Johnson, but his aim must be not to end up back there at some point.
Yeah, he needs to nudge his way towards the top 64
60.
at some point.
However, decent start to doing that this time around, reaching his first PDC final. That's £6,000 in the pocket, and then he's already trousered 1,000 for qualifying for this. Yeah, looks to be within a decent shout of doubling that.
Yeah, that's another change this year as well. It's £2,000 for the losers in the last 32. It was £1,500 last year.
13.
Already shaping up to be his best chance yet of hanging on to that tour card, isn't it? Just after a first couple of weekends.
Yeah, 82 in the world rankings, the Order of Merits prior to this tournament, Darren Johnson. So he's got work to do, but as you say, Chris, he's made a good start going about it, and Darren Johnson's making good progress here as well. And look at that,
the full flag, Darren Johnson.
Just giving Allenstein a little reminder there of who's in charge here.
Game on.
Well, I think he's saying if you're going to celebrate like that for 100, then what should I do for a 141?
Yeah, it was a nicely delivered message, that, from Johnson. I thought
99.
didn't go overboard, but you could just see exactly what he was saying.
Yeah, it wasn't subtle, but it wasn't
over the top.
Yeah.
140.
Talking of over the top, it's been a while since we've seen Dean Winstanley on this European Tour stage as well.
97.
He hasn't been competing in the PDC at all, Winstanley. Maybe the last we've seen of Dino. From a similar part of the
60.
world to this man, Darren Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah, lives very. It was at Barnsley where he got to the final of that event. Lives very close, and we were saying that
59.
that being disrespectful, he usually loses in the first couple of rounds. So his friends and family must have been wondering what was going on when he hadn't got home by the time for the start of Soccer Saturday.
100.
It must make a difference if you don't have to stay in a hotel and you can have the comfort of your own bed. It may well play a part.
46.
Oh, we saw
Obviously.
Peter Jakes do the same. He nipped over from Huddersfield as well. The tournament the weekend before, a couple of weekends before, the first players' championship events of the year, and Jakes got to the final as well, knocking out Gary
100.
Anderson in the process. I think it just goes to show as well, this format, first to six, all the way through.
100.
The Pro Tour events are all the same, whether it's on stage at the
101.
European Tour or on the floor the Players' Championship events. The big boys can be beaten over the short format.
Yeah, definitely.
Game charge.
Well,
and the fifth leg,
141 followed
Darren
by
Johnson.
101.
Sixth leg, Darren to throw first.
Yeah,
Game on.
looking good here, Johnson, for a place in round two and a meeting with James Wade. 2 legs away from the last 32.
140.
And out of the blocks quickly here as well with a ton 40. And the grimace from Allenstein there tells its own story.
45.
And already he's in good shape to win this 6th leg as well. As long as he can back it up with at least one
90.
treble, which he's managed to dig out.
By the way, for avid darts fans out there, you've got 7 consecutive weekends, including this one, of live streamed action with
96.
the first 4 European Tour events and Players' Championship events from Milton Keynes, Barnsley and Wigan, amongst all that. So you're going to see plenty of darts like this.
140.
Any plans you had for Easter, scrap them now.
Well, the players that qualify for them all as well are going to be busy boys.
131.
Yeah, qualifying next week as well for the UK players for the 2nd event of the year in Europe in Jena in what was East Germany.
99.
Anybody who gets there will find it's even harder to actually get there, if you know what I mean, because it's a long old poke to the other side of the country, and it's,
82.
well, we talked about
Area
quirky
requires
venues, and
32.
this is, well, Jena is certainly one of them.
Shows and
New
sixth leg,
addition.
Darren Johnson.
As Johnson takes
Seventh leg,
the
Robert to throw first.
6th leg and moves to within 1 of victory. Yes, some new venues on the calendar this year. Jena being one of
100.
them. Saarbrücken is another. Göttingen in the final event of the year, the 12th and the last event of 2017. So new venues for us to look forward to as well. Sure, it will be
100.
a brilliant atmosphere wherever we go.
Well, this is about the quietest it's been this evening as the German fans watch one of their own get something of a toweling at the hands of Dynamite Darren Johnson, and he has been just that tonight.
Yeah. He's been sliced and diced here as Robert Allenstein so far, and it's very hard to see where he's
45.
going to launch a fight back from.
Well, another one of those would put him on a finish
100.
first, but he doesn't find the target, so a chance here for Allenstein to at least get another leg on the board. Not sure where the first dart went.
177.
He went in the treble 19. Fantastic visits from Allenstein.
Well, if he doesn't win this leg, then perhaps he doesn't deserve a place in the last 32. Although Johnson's put some pressure on here. 54 then, and he's hit the 9 as well, so 45 away. Where's he gone there? Yeah, tops he wants.
14.
Now clearly annoyed by the 2 double
Darren,
tops
you require
earlier on.
80.
Does Darren Johnson fancy doing it himself? They didn't opt for that route. Steps across.
Game,
And there it
shot.
is, victory for
And
Darren
the match,
Johnson.
Darren Johnson.
Only one German hope remaining here in Hildesheim. Robert Allenstein really couldn't get going. Johnson continued his impressive start to the year, having qualified for this event and reached the final on the Pro Tour. He'll be back tomorrow to face James Wade. We'll hear from the victorious Yorkshireman in just a few moments, and then we will be back with Chris Dobey against Jamie Bain.
Darren Johnson wirft den dritten deutschen Starter hier aus dem Turnier von Hildesheim. Am Ende ein klares 6:1 für ihn. Trotzdem natürlich Applaus für Robert Allenstein. Tja, bei Darren Johnson läuft es wirklich gut. Darren, congratulations.
Thank you.
That was strong. Finishing was good. The 141, I like that.
I thought I played half decent.
Okay.
But I know Robert is a really, really good player. And I think he just, all the crowd are behind him. And just a little bit too much pressure for him. And I just thought I played steady. And he's a good player, but I won the game, and that's it.
2 weeks ago, you reached the final on the Pro Tour. You beat Michael van Gerwen.
Yeah.
What does such a result make with somebody? How important are tournaments like that for the self-confidence, for the self-belief?
2 weeks ago, I beat Dave Chisnell, Benito van der Paas, Raymond van Barneveld, Michael van Gerwen. So, if you can't take confidence out of that, I know I can play darts, and I just need to do it a little bit more often, and especially on a stage like this.
Yeah, we're looking forward to see you tomorrow again. Thank you very much. Darren Johnson, der von sich selbst sagt, ich weiß, ich kann Dart spielen. Ich habe vor 2 Wochen da auf der Pro Tour Benito van der Paas geschlagen, ich habe Dave Chisnell geschlagen, ich habe Raymond van Barneveld bezwungen und auch noch Michael van Gerwen. Also ich muss das Ganze nur einfach ein bisschen häufiger hinbekommen, um dann gerade auf solchen Bühnen auch noch mehr Erfolg zu haben. Er sagt, Robert Allenstein, klasse Spieler, aber natürlich, das Publikum steht hinten, haben auch einen Erwartungsdruck auszuhalten.